Okay, hello everybody. My name is Walter, and I'm going to be doing a little experimental video series here called Learn to Play StarCraft With Me. Basically what this is going to be is there's a lot of video series out there and channels with people who are really good at StarCraft, and they make really excellent videos kind of explaining how they win or lose matches and everything that goes on with them. Well, I'm not very good at StarCraft. I love the game. I've played it since, I don't know, since like last 10 or 11 years, ever since StarCraft 1. Love the game so much. I'm really not very good at it. But more lately now than before, I've been really taking some time to, get better at playing it, learn how other people are playing, and just kind of make myself better at StarCraft. And so I'm going to be showing a series of videos of the learning process that I'm going to be going through, how to play the game better, different things like that, so that anybody else who's new to StarCraft or wants to learn or gets intimidated by some of the more expert videos where they use really big words and language and they talk really fast and they kind of assume you know a lot. I'm not going to do all that. You're going to be learning how to play the game at the same rate that I do. Whether that's fast or slow, I don't know, we'll find out in the long run. But I'll just be kind of posting a series of videos as I go to explain why I win or lose the certain matches and kind of see where I make mistakes, and hopefully we can all learn from them a little bit. And I'm not going to start off using all the big fancy professional StarCraft terms because I don't know them myself. As I come across them, I may introduce them to you and we'll see how we go from there. But for the time being, we're just going to do it like this. Now this particular match I'm going to show you is a very interesting one. This is a league match. It's a bronze league matchup between me, right here, Walter, and Zind Mage, or Z-End Mage, I don't know how he pronounces it. We're both bronze level players, and this is a very weird match. I'm going to say this right now. The reason I'm choosing to show this match as my first episode is, first of all, I win. I'll get that out of the way right now, so there's no surprises at the end. I do win this one. I don't win most of my matches. The other reason I'm going to show it to you, though, is because I've never played a match that's played out this way before. At least, and still won it. It happened very strange. A lot of weird things go on during this matchup, and it makes for some very interesting things to point out and to show and for me to learn with. So I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I'm not going to record it at 8 times speed. That's going to be too fast. And so, as you can see, it's I'm going to be down in the bottom left corner is the red Protoss. He's blue Protoss up in the top right. So it's Protoss on Protoss, which usually make for some pretty strange matches in and of themselves. So I'm going to go a little bit faster here. I believe this is one of the matches where I still don't have the timing down of my first pylon. You want to hit the first pylon at the right time to where you don't supply block yourself, which means you need to make guys, you don't have enough supply to support the number of units you have, and you can't build any more. But at the same time, yeah, see, we're at 10-10. Oh, I got it down. I guess my timing was okay on it. I didn't supply block myself. I hit it at the right time, and I still have just enough for a gateway. Another thing I do in this match that I don't often do, that I'm doing right now, I'm very proud of myself for, is I'm sending out a scout. I don't often do that, and sometimes it bites me in the butt, but I do it this time, and I actually don't do a half-bad job. See, I have him coming up here. He's checking it out. He's got a gateway going. Same thing I have so far. He's not going to any gas yet. He's doing a pretty standard build. He's chasing me out of here. But notice down here, he's already set up a pylon with his own scout. If I check his vision, he hasn't seen my base yet, which is very strange. But he's already doing this. But he's got the proxy going right here. Proxy means it's short for proximity, where he's setting up a little station away from his base. Now, typically when players do this, they're in some kind of rush mode, or they're going to sneak in a bunch of units from down here. He sort of does that, but to be honest, he doesn't do a very good job. I set up a decoy pylon with my scout, who's being ruthlessly chased around by his other probe. I set up a little decoy pylon here. I'm actually not going for a proxy setup, but I want him to think that I am. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on him and see what he does. As you can see, though, down here at my base, I have 3 gateways coming in. Gateways are, of course, the standard Protoss ground unit creation station. And I'm just kind of pumping out some zealots. Over here, he doesn't have anything yet. He doesn't have a single military unit going on. He's pushing a warp gate, which is going to allow him to teleport his units in pretty quickly. And he's got a forge. He's dropped both a cybernetics core and a forge. which is kind of a really strange strategy. As you can see, I just sent my probe back up over here to see where he was at, and I was able to reveal enough of his base to see what he's doing. I see all these gateways going up, and construct additional pylons since I've supply blocked myself. But so I'm really confused by what he's doing here. He doesn't seem like he's a particularly pro player. Now, of course, if you look at my vision, I don't know he's got this proxy pylon down here. So he could be setting up a massive number of units down here. I don't know that yet. He does have a second base pretty darn quickly. He doesn't have a single military unit out in the field, but he's already got a second base going. He's got the warp gates, and he's warped in 1 stalker, 2 stalkers. That's all he's got so far. I've already got this pretty legitimate sized army of zealots going on that if I didn't know any better, I could actually send in and win the game right now. He's got 2 stalkers that definitely wouldn't be anywhere near ready to defend his base in time. And he's warping them in down here. He's sending a scout to see what's going on, and I don't know how much of vision he got. He didn't get to see anything. All he saw was a big, massive amount of zealots and a gateway and a couple pylons. He has no idea what I'm doing right now. He has done a very poor job of scouting me out. Whereas if you look at my vision, I'm kind of done equally poor, but at least I know a little bit more than he does. I look back at everybody. As you can see, he's using his proxy he's setting up some stalkers here. It's a decent sized force, but to be honest, it took too long to get there. I've already got almost as many stalkers as he does, and quite a large army of zealots. So he's kind of going really slow. He's not making some wise decisions here, which is really helping me win this. Now, granted, I should probably have more than I do right now. As you can see, I built the Twilight Council, but I haven't even used it. There's 2 upgrades, the Charge and the Blink. Neither one of them, I guess, I cared enough about. I sent this army up here to see if he expanded to the natural expansion, but he didn't. I don't know, if you look at my vision, I don't realize he has a hidden expansion over here, but he did do that. But he didn't really take advantage of it. He's got 3 guys going right there, 3 probes. Not much saturation anywhere, really, actually. I guess if we look at the number of workers he's got, that's the wrong one, units. He's actually doesn't even have as many probes as me. He is way behind me. He's got way less stalkers, or he's got less stalkers than I do, even though that's the only unit he's training. I've got 12 zealots, way more probes. This guy's just playing pretty weak right now, to be honest. Which I guess worked out pretty well for me. Let me get rid of that. Worked out pretty well for me. Yeah, I'm eating up a lot of food. I got 75 food. He's only consuming 48 of his food, so already off the gate, it's not looking good for him. But he is expanding a little faster than me. I do have my second base going on here now. Not starting up much with it yet, but as you can see, I'm using it for to get some gas, which turns out to be kind of a non-factor in the end. A lot of gateways going here. They're all converted to warp gates, so I'm ready to warp some stuff in. He's got an observer down here, which I never noticed, I suppose. So he is finally scoping me out. He should get a pretty good idea of what I'm doing. But guess what? It's too late. I've sent my entire army up here that he didn't even know existed. He walled off, but too bad. I have Blink. I'm in his base. And what is he doing? He's sending in his 8 stalkers in to try and take me out. To be honest, it's kind of silly because he's already lost, sort of. This army is definitely going to take his base out, no problem. He's got no probes left. If you look at the workers killed, I've killed 22 of his workers. He's just now getting to mine, but he's completely ignoring my base that I've got going on down here. Completely skipped it. I'll be able to rebuild no problem if there is anything. Although the trick is, I don't see this base over here. So I've cleared him out. I'm thinking, why is this game not over yet? He didn't expand here. He didn't expand there. The last place I check is his other expansion over here, which, if I'm not careful, could really wreck me. He's got these guys going. He's taken out my pylons. So these warp gates are worthless now. I have no way to get a probe up there with any form of efficiency. I thought about going in there to take those guys out, but I was like, wait, I haven't checked up here yet. Boom. I check that base. I start taking stuff down. Now, I send a scout over here just to make sure there's nothing going on, but there's not. And I go ahead just in case, and I set up one last base over here in case he moves in here before I finish this off. There's no way he can do that, though. I come in, I take it out, and I do pretty well on that. Unfortunately, this one just shows how I won this particular replay, and I won it pretty handily. Oh, the game's not over yet because he's hanging in to see how many units he can kill before I realize he has his proxy down here, which I think I can see only by dumb luck. So I don't realize what's fully going on, everyone. Yeah, he's got this force. He's thinking maybe I can chase him down Oh no, I'm red. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's his units are going up there. They're trying to finish me off, but it doesn't matter. I've finally found his proxy. I'm gonna take it out, and the game will be over. This one shows how I won. It's not. He didn't really play well enough to show any glaring mistakes that I made. In fact, I kind of didn't do half bad either way. I had a pretty significant army pretty quickly, and he never really had much more than these. He lost one stalker, I think, the whole time. If you look at units lost, he lost a lot in probes. He lost 30 workers. Showing that he lost a full 64 units. I'm not really sure what those units were, because I know they weren't stalkers, because he really didn't have much more than 8. But as you can really see here, he oh, that must have been 64 in food. I'm an idiot. But he just really he played kind of poorly, and I played well enough to win. I found it an interesting match, though, because we both kind of threw everything we had out there at the end. You know, we completely traded bases. I took out his base, he completely wiped out mine. Fortunately, I was smart enough to where I did have 2 separate expansions. Look, I was already throwing down some gateways over here. So worst case scenario, I would have still lived. You know, he could have taken that out. I already had some probes going right here. I have a full set of probes. I have all my stalkers here ready to defend. You know, he was neutralized after that base. He had this guy over here, but he wasn't doing a whole lot with it. I took it out anyways. You know, I already had a whole second setup going on down here, and a third just in case. And the third was actually where I was using to create my gateways, since this one was closer. This was the natural expansion. It was the most likely one for him to pick off next. So overall, I think I played fairly smart. It certainly wouldn't have been well enough to win a silver or gold level league matchup, but for the bronze one, it wasn't bad. I finally got a victory. I promise I don't win most of them, and most of the videos you'll see are going to be very different than this. You'll see them me losing, probably pretty soundly, and a lot of me explaining why I lost, and hopefully helping myself get better as well as anybody who's actually watching this. So thank you very much for spending some time with me, and hopefully I'll have some more of these to show you. This game's really fun. I love it, and you'll hear some more from me later.